Hey guys, welcome back to Charlotte Mortgage Insights. Hope you guys are doing well today. And real estate and mortgage transactions, things can always go south. That is always something new we are learning with deals across our industry. But sometimes a deal that gets a little hairy does not have to end up dying. So, Stephen, you just recently told me about a situation where you saved a deal, and we have this happen quite often in our industry, as all mortgage companies are not created equal and some lenders can't get a deal done. And it's like, well, how come this one can and this one can't? So I wanted to share with our viewers so they can learn a little bit about how these things happen and the deal that you just told me about. So go ahead and take it away and share what we got here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool and it's special to me. I mean, obviously, I like wearing hats. I wear a lot of hats. I get called, lender, father, dad, coach, crew chief. But when I get to put on the magician hat and save a deal and pull that rabbit out, that's pretty special. And to take a step backwards, not all lenders are created equally, and that's okay, right? Because credit unions can do things that we can't, and certain banks can do things that we can't. But in my world, being a correspondent lender where we have our own underwriters in-house, we make our own decisions, we lend our own money, we have more flexibility and more capability within the constraints of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD, VA to maybe solve a problem, right? So in this situation, I got a frantic call at 1 o'clock Friday that a loan was blowing up from a bank because they decided to take a 24-month average on overtime instead of a 12-month average, which is the standard. So for that particular bank in this particular file, they felt like that was the right move. What it did was it made his debt to income ratio escalate higher than they were willing to approve. So that call was urgent. We calmed that customer, and some of our core values are: we tell the truth, we show up for work daily, and we find a way. So I explained to him that's what we're going to do. He took 10 minutes to do the loan application, got that file into our system, got us the documents we needed, which is very important because lenders can only move as quick as the clients. And we were able to satisfy the debt to income ratio requirement on 12 months. So at about 4 o'clock on Friday, the alerts were going out to everybody. Great news. This loan is not dead. It does not need to head to the morgue. We are back on track. So let's all work together to get the new closing date based on this time. And that was a huge win for everybody. So that was a case study where we were able to save the day. And thankfully, we were connected with the local real estate agents who said, hey, don't just throw in the towel. Just call this guy, right? Just have a conversation. Worst thing he can say is no, but he may be able to help you. And we were able to do that.
Yeah, that's great news. And I'm sure the next question you got was, how quick can you close it?
Well, you being a real estate agent, Brian, that is the absolute next question. And just to remind people, TRID says that you cannot close any sooner than 7 days based on the date a file is triggered with an application. So we were able to trigger that application date, which is us literally taking the contract and the address. That's what completes that value set. So minus Sunday, we've got the closing set for next week and everything is back on track. And this particular file was FHA. And the cool thing about that is the appraisal transfers. So there's a little bit of work, but we don't have to order a new appraisal. And the customer already had insurance. We just got to transfer it. The title work was already done. We just got to transfer it. So when you're that far in the process and you hit a roadblock, it's actually easier for us to get it done because a lot of the third party stuff is transferable. We just have to kind of update everything.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's a great story. Now, that's not to say, viewers out there, that Stephen can save every deal that you have. I mean, like you said, every lender has their own kind of requirements and that type of thing. But I think the point with this video is if you are in a situation like that, just get a second opinion before you let that thing die and you lose earnest money and due diligence money and stuff like that. Just
Appraisal money,
yeah,
all that.
everything
Yep.
like that. Just get another set of eyeballs on it, or maybe even two more eyeballs on it. And if after the second try with another lender, they're like, everyone's telling you the same thing, then that's probably at that point a situation where it just may not work out. But don't give up just because your bank or someone said, hey, this is a little shaky. Just get another set of eyeballs on it, because I think you'll.
And real quick too, you're within your consumer shopping window. So the first time your credit report is ran by a lender, it opens up 45 days. So that's one of the pushbacks. I've already started all this. Somebody's already pulled my credit. Well, good. That means you're in your shopping window. And if you've already worked with the lender, you should have all your documents accessible, ready to go. So it usually is a lot quicker. but at that point in time, urgency takes over too. So they're on the ball, and like I said, we can only do our job if we get the documents we need to get the decisions. And with Alcova, that went straight to the head of underwriting, signed off on it, right back to them and out the door. So everybody works a little bit differently, but we take pride in our communication, our relationships, and that starts in-house as well. So being able to do all this in-house and not wait for an answer and be able to escalate. And there's going to be deals where we can't save the day, but going back to our core value, tell the truth, we'll give you that information. But if we can, we will. So anyone that's out there that's in a situation where you need a second opinion, all our contact information is below, and we'd love to just have that conversation if nothing else.
Yeah, great stuff. Guys, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you are getting value from these videos, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.